Okay, hello YouTube. I'm Tyson here, and today I'm gonna talk about a trade that I took with JP Morgan, and it turns out to be a very good trade. And just want to kind of record this. Um, JP Morgan, as you see here, I bought it at the end of October. I think it was somewhere around here. Then after I bought it, it sells off, hit this support, comes up, and when it was like mid-November, I got some extra cash and liquidity, so I add on this position, and now I'm really in the green. So I have just moved my stop loss here, which is slightly below this resistance, and if it sells off, I tag out, and I could probably looking for re-entry. So then why do I choose to buy JP Morgan? First of all, when it was at here, it was really below the average valuation that I have done for this company. So you can see that there's three blue line here, and this is optimistic view, this is like average, this is pessimistic, and from my perspective, I think the stock should be valued at $162 when I was doing the analysis. And so when it was like priced at 142 something, I think it's pretty much like undervalued, and plus the fact that my pessimistic valuation is only like 137, so even the worst happened, I would just like lost like actually 3.8%. So but if the average scenario happened, I should be able to make like 10% or something. So for me, it was kind of like a pretty low risk trade with a great risk to reward ratio. And let me talk about how did I do my valuation for the stocks. So first of all, I'm using my trading view to look at the financial data. So actually look at the statistic of JP Morgan. We can see that the valuation ratio like PE, PS, price to cash flow, and PB is pretty much I'll say kind of steady and stable throughout the quarter. And if we click in, look at the PS, it's really stable throughout the years. And also it should be the same for price to earnings. Yeah, we can see that it's pretty much stable with very low standard deviation, even during the times like when the market sells off in 2022. So when I look at this financial ratios, being a company with very stable financial ratios give the investors an advantage to do the valuation, because you don't really expect these ratios to change a lot. Plus the fact that you can use this earnings expectation. You can see that this is the EPS, is the earnings, is the net profit, and we also have the revenue projection. So if we're using the PE ratio to do the valuation, then we're using the earnings. If we use the price to sales, then we're using the revenue to use as a projection and foundation of that. So actually we can see that for Morgan, most of the time, for the last like 2 years, we have a positive surprise of the report earning compared to the estimated earnings given by the company. And annually we can see that there's very small surprise, like, and this is actually pretty much the same for the revenue projection as well. So I'll say for Morgan, for this kind of investment bank, and they are doing a good job, they have a long history, they have a stable business, they have a good reputation. This kind of company, I don't expect them to go broke for sure. And for the valuation, the projected earnings and the financial ratios are quite stable and steady. So I'm kind of using my relative valuation model to do the valuation for this company. So after calculating using the relative valuation model, I get this three valuation price. So I think optimistic can goes to here, but I don't really see how it can be able to reach there in few months. Maybe like it will take a longer time. And however, I'm expecting it to reach around $162 by the January 12th next year. So yeah, so that's why I literally bought it here. And after I bought it, it just sells off. But I just didn't really I'll say give any I didn't really worry about this, because at this time it was like end of October, the market overall, the SPY, S&P, it was selling off as well. So I thought this could be affected by the market in general, and actually I should have added here and after it sells off to our pessimistic valuation, we see that investors and buyers start to buy it, and we push up. And it was only at mid-November I got some liquidity to add on to this position. And it's kind of like a dream stock chart as well. Just watch your money grows, and that's really good. And that feels really good as well. And today it gaps out as well. I don't know what good news are there or why it goes up, but it just goes up. And close to our valuation, I'll probably move my stop loss up even further. And oh, by the way, for this yellow and white line here, this are kind of like the structure level that I figure out. You can see that we have support and resistance and supply demand concept. For example, here we have a demand zone drought and been tested many times for this level, and for this level we have some sellers right here at this wick, and we have some transactions here. All these candles here is the war between buyers and sellers. So I chart out this line out to act like a support resistance. If I buy, I want to buy at these levels. If I sell, I also want to sell at these levels. And yeah, that's pretty much my approach. I do apply technical analysis for entry and exit. So yeah, this is a good trade. I want to record it, and let's see where it goes in December.